30 tricky MCQs on anthropological approaches in community studies, public health, education, livelihood, gender and development, with answers and explanations. UGC NET Anthropology. Welcome to AnthroNet Academy, a study aligned with UGC NET Anthropology syllabus. Dear learners, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, AnthroNet Academy, to keep me motivated to create more content for you. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button. And make sure to click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Gift on 1,000 subscribers. AnthroNet Academy is excited to announce a special gift for our viewers once we reach 1,000 subscribers. Why subscribe? We're bringing you the latest current affairs in anthropology, curated specifically for competitive exams. Stay updated with exam-oriented analysis, expert insights on recent developments, daily/weekly current affairs tailored for anthropology. Special surprise gift awaits all our early supporters once we hit 1K. Don't miss out. Subscribe now, be a part of our growing community, and take your anthropology preparation to the next level. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. AnthroNet Academy, your gateway to anthropology excellence. Question 1. In anthropological community studies, emic perspective primarily refers to A. Outsider's scientific interpretation of culture. B. Insider's viewpoint of cultural practices. C. Government policy perspective. D. Statistical representation of society. Answer, B. Explanation. In anthropology, emic refers to understanding culture from the insider's perspective, whereas etic refers to the outsider or analytical viewpoint. Question 2. The anthropological approach to public health mainly emphasizes A. Hospital infrastructure. B. Cultural beliefs about illness and healing. C. Pharmaceutical availability. D. Medical insurance systems. Answer, B. Explanation. Medical anthropology studies local beliefs, healing systems, and cultural perceptions of illness, which influence healthcare behavior. Question 3. Which concept explains the loss of tribal land to non-tribal populations due to legal or economic pressure? A. Cultural diffusion. B. Land alienation. C. Agrarian reform. D. Ethnogenesis. Answer, B. Explanation. Land alienation refers to transfer of land ownership from indigenous groups to outsiders, often causing socio-economic marginalization. Question 4. Bonded labor in anthropological studies is best understood as A. Contract-based employment. B. Wage labor migration. C. Debt-based forced labor system. D. Agricultural tenancy. Answer, C. Explanation. Bonded labor occurs when individuals work to repay debts under exploitative conditions, often for generations. Question 5. In community development, participatory approach implies A. Development imposed by government agencies. B. Active involvement of community members in decision-making. C. NGO-led programs without local consultation. D. Purely academic research. Answer, B. Explanation. Anthropologists advocate participatory development, ensuring community members influence planning and implementation. Question 6. Which anthropological method is most commonly used to understand community nutrition patterns? A. Experimental method. B. Participant observation. C. Random sampling only. D. Laboratory analysis. Answer, B. Explanation. Anthropologists use participant observation and ethnography to study food habits, cultural taboos, and nutritional behavior. Question 7. The concept of livelihood security refers to A. Government employment guarantee. B. Sustainable access to resources and income. C. Agricultural subsidies only. D. Foreign aid programs. Answer, B. Explanation: livelihood security ensures long-term access to resources, income, and social support systems. Question 8. Which issue often leads to identity crisis among displaced tribal populations? A. Linguistic diversity. B. Industrialization and displacement. C. Cultural festivals. D. Traditional governance. Answer, B. Explanation: displacement due to development projects often disrupts cultural identity, land ties, and social networks. Question 9. In anthropology, relief, rehabilitation, and relocation are typically studied under A. Development anthropology. B. Political anthropology. C. Linguistic anthropology. D. Archaeological anthropology. Answer, A. Explanation: development anthropology examines impacts of development projects and resettlement programs. Question 10. Which term describes economic systems based on reciprocity and community sharing rather than market exchange? A. Capitalist economy. B. Alternative economy. C. Industrial economy. D. Monetary economy. Answer, B. Explanation: alternative economies include barter, reciprocity, and cooperative systems often found in traditional communities. Question 11. The anthropological study of gender roles in community development primarily examines A. Biological differences. B. Socially constructed roles and power relations. C. Genetic traits. D. Household size. Answer, B. Explanation: gender anthropology focuses on social roles, inequalities, and cultural expectations. Question 12. Which concept describes communication barriers between development agencies and local communities? A. Cultural lag. B. Cultural gap. C. Semantic barrier. D. Communication breakdown. Answer, B. Explanation: cultural gaps occur when external development programs fail to understand local cultural contexts. Question 13. Anthropological training programs for community workers emphasize A. Only administrative skills. B. Cultural sensitivity and participatory methods. C. Political lobbying. D. Statistical modeling. Answer, B. Explanation: anthropologists stress cultural competence and community participation in development training. Question 14. The concept of social exclusion is closely related to A. Cultural assimilation. B. Marginalization of disadvantaged groups. C. Urbanization. D. Population growth. Answer, B. Explanation: social exclusion refers to systematic marginalization from resources, rights, and opportunities. Question 15. Which anthropological approach focuses on aging and elderly care within family structures? A. Gerontological anthropology. B. Economic anthropology. C. Ecological anthropology. D. Symbolic anthropology. Answer, A. Explanation: gerontological anthropology studies aging processes and the role of elderly people in society. Question 16. In tribal communities, subsistence economy typically refers to A. Industrial production. B. Production mainly for self-consumption. C. Export-oriented production. D. Large-scale farming. Answer, B. Explanation: subsistence economies focus on meeting basic needs rather than market profit. Question 17. Which factor most strongly contributes to malnutrition in marginalized communities? A. Food taboos and poverty. B. Overproduction of food. C. Urban infrastructure. D. Technological advancement. Answer: A. Explanation: malnutrition often arises from poverty, food insecurity, and cultural dietary restrictions. Question 18. Anthropologists studying housing patterns mainly examine: A. Architectural style only. B. Relationship between housing, culture, and environment. C. Real estate markets. D. Construction materials only. Answer: B. Explanation: housing reflects social organization, environment, and cultural practices. Question 19. Which development model emphasizes bottom-up planning rather than top-down governance? A. Participatory development. B. Bureaucratic model. C. Structural adjustment. D. Centralized planning. Answer: A. Explanation: participatory development ensures community control over development initiatives. Question 20. The concept of structural violence in public health refers to: A. Physical conflict. B. Social structures causing health inequalities. C. Hospital negligence. D. War-related injuries. Answer: B. Explanation: structural violence describes systemic inequalities that harm health outcomes. Question 21. Which factor often intensifies bonded labor in rural areas? A. Industrialization. B. Indebtedness and lack of land ownership. C. Urban employment. D. High literacy. Answer: B. Explanation: debt combined with landlessness and poverty traps workers in bonded labor. Question 22. Anthropologists studying alternative livelihoods in tribal regions mainly focus on: A. Industrial labor. B. Sustainable income sources replacing traditional practices. C. Corporate employment. D. Export trade. Answer: B. Explanation: alternative livelihoods aim to reduce dependency on declining traditional resources. Question 23. Which method helps anthropologists understand local communication systems? A. Ethnographic fieldwork. B. Mathematical modeling. C. Satellite imaging. D. Laboratory experiments. Answer: A. Explanation: ethnography helps analyze language use, symbols, and cultural communication patterns. Question 24. The displacement of indigenous people due to dams and mining projects is commonly studied as: A. Development-induced displacement. B. Cultural diffusion. C. Migration transition. D. Population mobility. Answer: A. Explanation: large infrastructure projects often lead to forced displacement and resettlement issues. Question 25. Which anthropological concept describes adaptation of communities to environmental changes? A. Cultural ecology. B. Symbolic anthropology. C. Structuralism. D. Functionalism. Answer: A. Explanation: cultural ecology examines interactions between culture and environment. Question 26. In community nutrition studies, food taboos during pregnancy are important because they: A. Have no social significance. B. Influence maternal and child health outcomes. C. Only affect religious rituals. D. Are irrelevant to anthropology. Answer: B. Explanation: cultural beliefs about food can significantly affect nutrition and health outcomes. Question 27. Which anthropological perspective emphasizes power relations in development projects? A. Political ecology. B. Diffusionism. C. Functionalism. D. Evolutionism. Answer: A. Explanation: Political ecology analyzes how power, politics, and economic interests shape environmental and development policies. Question 28. The study of community management and leadership structures helps anthropologists understand: A. Only political elections. B. Local governance and decision-making processes. C. International diplomacy. D. Military organization. Answer: B. Explanation: Anthropologists examine traditional leadership and governance systems in communities. Question 29. Which factor is most important in successful rehabilitation of displaced communities? A. Monetary compensation only. B. Restoration of livelihood and social networks. C. Urban migration. D. Industrial employment. Answer: B. Explanation: Effective rehabilitation must restore economic, social, and cultural stability. Question 30. Anthropological research in community studies ultimately aims to: A. Replace traditional systems. B. Understand and support culturally appropriate development. C. Promote industrialization only. D. Eliminate local traditions. Answer: B. Explanation: Anthropology promotes development strategies aligned with local culture, needs, and sustainability. Thank you for watching. Stay connected.